Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Anna here, and for those of you that are new, welcome. Subscribe, notifications, comment, all of that wonderful stuff. For everybody else that has been with me all the way through my journey or along the way, welcome back. Another week of sticking to the Cambridge weight plan. I'm still working through it. And doing very well. So as usual, I'm going to give you my quick update on on how I have been doing, and I will also I guess share a few thoughts on something that I think that is quite important for achieving I guess weight loss success, and I've been thinking about these recently, but I'll come back to that. Before I go into my results or anything, you'll notice a slightly different setup. I'm in my kitchen today. Poor Pooch has not been feeling very well, so I've got back door open so she can come and go as she pleases and as she needs. Poor thing, she's been off for a couple of days, so hopefully it will all work itself out. She's been a bit sick, and she's on the mend, but the kitchen floor is nice and cool, and that seems to do her the world of good. So here we are, kitchen, even though you can only see my curtains and the back door. But Pooch aside, diet-wise, this is one of those interesting weeks for me where Mother Nature takes its course and it does what it's supposed to do, but it messes up with my grand plans of how much weight I want to be losing. So this week I lost 300 grams, 350 grams, which is about, I don't think it's even a full pound. It's probably just a bit over half a pound, which means that my total weight loss today is 62.9 kilos. I mean, it's still amazing, and I have no room for complaints whatsoever. 62.9 kilos times 2.23, that's 140 pounds I have lost now. I mean, this is quite baffling to me because this is like a whole person. I know that I keep saying this, and it's only going to increase the more I lose, but it still surprises me that I was able to function and operate with that much weight on me, and I had not even realized how much it had really crept on, and how much I had been enduring and working through. So it's just unbelievable to me what the body's able to do, what it's able to cope with, how it manages, because if I divide that now by 14, that's oh my god, I hadn't even realized I've just made 10 stone. I have actually lost 10 stone. Let me just work that really quickly again, because I still cannot even believe that is actually the case. Times 2.23 divided by 14, 10 stone. I have formally lost 10 stone. That's definitely a person. Crazy. You know, it is crazy to me because I got myself into that state. I hadn't even realized it. I mean, people talk about eating disorders and that sort of thing, but normally it's the other way around when people get too thin, but they don't think about being overweight as a different kind of, I do think it is an eating disorder. Actually, I do think it's something that stems from the fact that there is something that is not quite right, that is making you eat, and your brain chemistry is altered, and your poor body is taking a beating every day the more that you're eating in different ways, and you don't realize how much weight is growing on you, how much you're growing, and you almost get these denial goggles where you don't even see the size that you are getting. I mean, I was a size, when I started right at the start, I was a size 26, 28. When I look at the photos and my videos from when I first started, I really cannot believe the before and after. And this is not about the self-indulgence of, oh, look how well I have done. No, this is about actually, I wasn't even aware just how much I was carrying. And yes, I set myself my goals and my objectives, and the fact that I wanted to do this and lose all of this weight, and the target that I set for myself, and I am doing it. But I think getting to that point, I hadn't even become aware that I was getting to that stage, and that's the real barrier. You just have this kind of inability to see that it's becoming a real problem. You're just dealing with it. It's like, oh no, it's okay. And you stop looking at yourself in mirrors, you stop weighing yourself, you buy different sizes, and you blame the clothing companies because they're just making the sizes smaller, and it's not you, it's them, and all of this kind of stuff. But it's very much about not really being able to accept what is happening to you. And that's quite surprising. So I was listening to a podcast some stage this week, and I wish I knew who were the two people that I was listening. So I got through it. Actually, it wasn't on a podcast, it was on Instagram, and I was looking at Shanti, who's a personal trainer. He's an American personal trainer. He's done lots of very high intensity interval training type of workouts, which I've tried and failed to do in the past. But it was very much from the perspective of when I wanted to lose weight. Clearly, I go for something that hopefully is going to give me relatively quick results, because despite the fact that I didn't want to face, I knew I needed to lose weight. So I've always tried to go for faster results. I guess we all want fast everything. And I was listening to him, and he was talking to another person. This person, I wish I knew who it was, and I will share it if I can find it. They were talking about what comes first, the weight loss or the happiness that you feel from the weight loss. And there's a little bit of a chicken and egg situation with those two. And we all expect that if we lose the weight, we're going to be happy. But what he was saying is, actually, you need to get to happy first, so you can be in the space that you can lose the weight. And it really made me think, because when I think about the times when I've lost weight in the past and the different things that I have done and what I have done this time around, and why I think it's working, is because I probably spend the better part of 3 to 5 years in the run up to this, probably gradually finding ways for me to accept myself, for me to stop apologizing for who I was and who I am and whatever size I was or not, for me to allow myself to just be me without filtering myself and without worrying about what other people were thinking, and a whole range of other things that I think were preventing me from feeling happy in myself. And I kind of got to the point that I had to get happy with that, and I did go through this space of, I'm just going to be me unapologetically, and whoever cares, whatever it is. So all of these soul-searching, self-finding type of process. But the interesting thing was that I got to the point that it was like, whatever, I'm going to be me and that's it. That also included eating, because part of the problem was around the expectations from other people of what I should be eating and not eating, or what you seem to be eating or not eating. And I went through a period of, I'm going to do whatever I want. And that resulted in me overeating myself into a massive state that I could not deny that I needed to do something about. But I became very comfortable with that, and the fact that I had made my choices and what I was doing, and it was a way of saying, okay, I need to find my happy. And me eating I was already in a certain dynamic of using food as being a coping mechanism for being tired, for needing more energy, for being bored, for being insecure, for dealing with anxiety or stress or uncertainty and change. So clearly it had become my negative coping mechanism, but I did manage to get to a space that I was happy in me. And it was only when I did that and I stopped questioning myself, and I stopped telling myself all of these shoulds. You should be doing this, and you should be doing that, and you should do this type of diet, and you should eat this way, and you should be seen to be doing this, and you should be seen to be doing that. When I put all of that away, and it's like, what do I actually want to do? That I was able to say, well, how do I actually like to lose weight? Because there are different things that I can do and not do. And I have tried many diets, and some have worked better. And to be honest, all diets work if you stick to them, but which ones are the ones that really connect with you? And that's why it's so important that you find the things that are right for you, and you're able to get yourself to your happy and to go, you know what, I'm in a good space. This is what I like. This is how I operate, without judgment, without condition. So you can do that and get to a good place about yourself. And then you will find the space and the energy to work on the things that you want to achieve. It's not even improve, it's what you want to achieve. Do you want to achieve weight loss? Do you want to get a degree? Do you want to learn a new skill? Whatever it might be, but you do need to be in this space of happy and allowing yourself to do things so you can do that. So that was quite interesting. I did actually think, yeah, definitely I can agree with that. Happy first, and then everything comes after. And our bodies are amazing things. They will they cope with so much, but they're constantly talking to us. And what we're not always able to do is to understand what the body's trying to tell us and to interpret what that is, because the body is also mischievous. Sometimes it knows what to tell you, and sometimes it's trying to get you to do some form of quick fix. So there's a little bit of all of this happening, but we do need to learn to interpret that. And for me, it was through finding my happy space that I realized actually my body's craving energy, and energy of a different kind, and I need to get to the point that I do something that is going to give me energy to want to do more, to want to be motivated to do different type of activities, to want to get out there, to have more mental clarity, all of these sorts of things that I wanted to achieve. But we do so much to just constantly beat ourselves down, and we tend to resent our bodies, and our poor body is just going through so much all the time. So actually, it was only when I got to the point that I accepted this is the size I am, I can't do anything about it, that was my size, and I realized that I wanted to take care of that in a different way, and I stopped judging my body, and I was like, okay, well, what do I need to do? I'll start with energy, and then I'll start with this, and then I'll start with that. And that gradually got me into the space that I wanted to take better care of me, better care of my body. I wanted to do things slightly different that I may have done in the past. So it definitely took happy first, and then everything else is following after. But I guess if I can leave you with a parting thought after today, so many times we look in the mirror and we only see the things that we don't want to see. But actually what you're seeing is, if you're carrying excess weight, I mean, not everybody is the same, right? And clearly for me, it's been both a big emotional process as well as a physical process, all of this. But chances are that you're doing a lot of personal shaming as you look in the mirror if you don't like what you see. And my invitation to you is to try to change that around a little bit, and to start seeing that as actually that's your body fighting for you and helping you out, because there's something that you're not dealing with, or there's something that you haven't been able to address, or you've gone through some form of problem or through some form of challenge, and that has impacted you in whatever way, whether it's stress, weight, whether it's whatever it is. It normally is the fact that you're using food to help you with something, and we all have the moments where we crave food, and that's part of the brain's mischievous chemical reactions of the highs and lows of sugar. But it may be that there's other things. It may be that it's thirsty. It may be that you have a lot of stress that you may not even be aware of. It may be that you are aware of what's happening and you're going through a lot of change. Your body's constantly going through a lot of things. It could be that time of the month and your hormones are running wild. You're going through a lot of things, but chances are if the weight's piling on you, you got things going on in your life, and you're blaming yourself and you're blaming your weight instead of thinking, what do I need to address? Because then once you deal with that, you're able to go back to you're happy. So I guess it's a question of what are your bodies trying to tell you, because I know that mine was screaming at me for years and years and years and years, and it took a while to do that. But when you do finally start to listen to it, and when you stop judging it, and when you stop judging your body's reactions, because the craving is another form of body reaction, you just need to understand it and go with it. You're able to see things in a different way, and I think that has been really critical to help me stick to a very low calorie controlled and very restricted diet for over a year now. It's helped me to lose those, oh my god, 10 stone. And it's helped me to start feeling really positive about myself and my body. But that really came before I started to see any of the changes that you now see, and they're very apparent when you look. So it's don't know if you can hear all of these noises, but the ice cream branch has gone past, which is very ironic, hilarious. But yeah, that's where we are. So it's interesting that I keep thinking about my weight loss as just being this last year, etc. But actually, that made me think this has been in the running for a while, and I needed to connect with myself, and I needed to allow myself that time to just be and stop judging and stop putting pressure on myself for me to find my happy, and then being able to say, okay, well, how do I want to do this? And that is really quite different from how I may have done it in how I may have done diets in the past, which was from this position of I don't like my body, look at my belly, look at my bum, it's also big, I need to lose weight, I need to restrict myself, I need to eat restrict what I'm eating, I need to constantly be watching out for what I'm doing and all of these things, which comes from a position of all of these shoulds and these negative kind of connotations around. It really is really shaming. It's all like, you're not doing things you're supposed to, and you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And the second that the shoulds appear in your life, you are lost, because you're in this internal dialogue space. And what would be great is to find a way of how to shift that into a more positive dialogue. So I'm going to try to investigate a little bit around that, and to try to think about kind of different stages that might help with that. And I'm thinking that I might do a tiny kind of little mini 3 or 4 episodes, videos focused specifically on that, because I do think that there is something around the mindset and the mindset shift, and how you deal with yourself in a way that you're supporting yourself rather than putting yourself down all the time, which tends to be associated with the weight loss. But actually, when you turn into a positive of, me and my body, we're working through these together, and sometimes we have challenges, and this week is better and next week might be worse, and being able to roll with it, it does change the dynamics completely. And I am conscious that I'm still on just the products, and that gives you a potential false sense of security, because when you introduce food, it's all a whole new game. But that will be part of the changes that I need to go through. So I want to make sure that I'm conscious about kind of that, and being able to constantly go back to that, because I think as I go forward, that's the one thing I want to retain is how to continue to care for myself, even after I achieve my goal weight, so that I can make this a sustainable change as opposed to just a one-off. Because it will be a constant focus area anyway. So we'll see, but that's all to come. Just a little bit of a reflection this week, probably a little bit more deep thinking around what an emotional journey this has been for me, over and above just the physical one, which has been amazing. So anyway, I hope that you're all having a great time. If you haven't done so already, I created a Facebook group last week. I'll put the link below. Please come and join us if you want some support. I'm still trying to get to grips with it. Those of you that have done, amazing, so sweet, and such a surprise to get the comments and little videos and all of the support in that community. I do promise I'm going to be stepping up what I'm doing in that space. I just haven't had too much of a chance yet, and it's still a little bit new to me, so I'm still learning to go with it. But come and join us, join in, get involved. It's just about being supportive to one another and finding a way to connect with other people that are going through a similar process. So please click on the links, share your comments, share your thoughts. Let me know if there's anything you want to cover. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.